I wanted to switch up tonight, mashallah, because it is Isra wal Mi'raj season. So I wanted to get into some of the action there myself. So how about we cover tonight, insha'Allah ta'ala, the tafsir of Surat, the first ayah of Surat Al-Isra. Al-Isra, which means a night journey. And we're reading from the tafsir of An-Nasafi, rahimahullah ta'ala. And the author says Surat Al-Isra. So Al-Isra means the night journey. And before getting into the tafsir, we have just the ayah itself. Let's take a look at the ayah itself. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير. So, سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده. Glory be to he who, Subhanallah. Glory be to he who, yani, clear of imperfection is he who, Asra bi'abdihi layla, who made his slave take a night trip one night. Clear of imperfection is he who made his slave take a night trip one night. من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى, from the sacred masjid in Mecca to the furthest masjid, Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. What about that furthest masjid? الذي باركنا حوله, that one which we have blessed around it, meaning we have blessed its surroundings. لِنُرِيَهُ مِنْ آيَاتِنَا, so that we would show him some of our signs, meaning we made him take a night trip one night so that we would show him some of our signs, some of our wondrous signs. The wondrous signs on earth and in the heavens. Because when the Prophet ﷺ went from Mecca to Jerusalem, Allah made him see many wondrous things. And then from Jerusalem, he went up into the heavens and he saw the amazing upper world. So in this verse, there is explicit mention of the night journey. Therefore, whoever denies it is a kafir. As for the ascension into the heavens, it is not mentioned explicitly here. Rather, there is a hint to it. The hint to the night, to the ascension into the heavens is لِنُرِيَهُ مِنْ آيَاتِنَا, so that we would show him some of our signs. But that's not explicitly saying he went up into the heavens. And therefore, there is not a blatantly explicit verse of the Quran about the ascension into the heavens. Though our Shaykh told us there is in the Quran what is almost explicit, practically explicit, on the verge of being explicit. Because Allah Ta'ala told us that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saw Sidratul Muntaha. He was at Sidratul Muntaha. عند سدرة المنتهى. At the tree that's called Sidratul Muntaha, Muhammad was, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So anyone who knows where this tree is, which is that it's in the heavens, then he knows that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam ascended into the heavens. Still, though, we don't have an ayah that is blatantly explicit about the ascension into the heavens like it is blatantly explicit about the night journey. And rather, what's blatantly explicit concerning the ascension into the heavens is in the hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then someone might say the hadith, well, it's not that I don't believe in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but I don't trust the narrators so much. And so, because his claim of not trusting the narrators, then we're not going to be sure he's a kafir when he is denying some hadiths of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. I don't want to go far there. That becomes a discussion of what constitutes as definitive evidence. So not to go there, just to keep it simple here, the evidence, the clear evidence for the ascension into the heavens is in the hadith. And the hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that are not mutawatir, the ones that are not successive mass report, they don't have the same level of the Quran. So that while someone might deny what's in the Quran and become a kafir, he might deny something that's in the hadith and not be a kafir because of the hadith depending on the trustworthiness of some people. So we said all that to say what? Whoever denies the night journey is for sure a kafir because it is explicit in the Quran. Yes. And whoever denies the ascension into the heavens does not blaspheme yani, unless he has a case that would make him a kafir for that. So let's start the tafsir. The author says, with the explanation blended with the ayah of the Quran, Subhan, glory or glorified, a tanzihullahi anisu. This word subhan is for exalting God from imperfection. It has the meaning of, linguistically, yani, the root letters of sin, ba, ha, they have the meaning of farness, remoteness. So you could use the meaning of far figuratively to mean clear, just like you could use the meaning high figuratively for great. So wouldn't you say, for example, far from it? It means that's not befitting. When you say the issue is far from it, it means that's not befitting. That's unbefitting, unbecoming. So, like this is the meaning of the tasbih linguistically. Has the meaning of farness or remoteness. So when you say Subhanallah, it's like you're saying far from imperfection is He. And it means cleared from imperfection is He. وَهُوَ عَلَمٌ لِلتَّسْبِيحِ. This word Subhan, it is a name for tasbih. Tasbih. So if you know some Arabic, you know you would say in Arabic, sabbaha. That's past tense. Then you say yusabbihu. That's the present or future tense. And then you say tasbihan. Tasbih. That's the source noun. So that's the original source noun. فعل يفعل تفعيلا سبح يسبح تسبيحا سلم يسلم تسليما like that. But this word tasbih, it basically has an alias, an alternative name. Its alias is subhan. So that means this word subhan, it's a source noun also. So if you said sabbaha yusabbihu subhanallah or subhanahu. So it's a source noun. For the one who understands what I just wrote, then take that. But if you didn't understand what I just said, it's okay. You need to study your Arabic though, so that you can understand all of those things. So it's like كعثمان للرجل. Like if there were a man and his name were Uthman. So there's something called tasbih. It has another name, subhan. وانتصابه بفعل مضمر متروك إظهاره تقديره أسبح الله سبحان. And why is there fatha here on this word subhana? Subhana alladhi. So also, if you are familiar with some Arabic, then you could understand that this fatha here means or proves that this word is being governed or is under the influence of a verb. A verb, though, that we're not saying. What's that verb? That verb is usabbih. I exalt Allah. Subhan. I exalt Allah in exaltation. I exalt Allah in exaltation. So when you say Subhanallah, it's like saying, Yani, it's not really so easy to translate exactly. Uh, it's almost like saying the glorification of God. Subhanallah, the glorification of God. Or maybe such as, by the glory of God. Subhanallah, by the glory of God, not as a swear, but with the meaning of, it's like you're saying, I glorify God by his glorification. I glorify God his glorification. And then just remove the verb. The glorification of God. So I'm trying to bring it close for you into English. ودل على التنزيه البليغ. And this indicates an emphatic exaltation for the Creator, clearing him from resemblance, clearing him from imperfection. الذي أسرى بعبده. He who uh, made his slave take a night trip. أسرى بعبده. He made his slave take a night trip. Okay. Who's his slave? Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Why is he called his slave? To give honor to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. There's something implied there, as if it means his special slave, because we're all slaves of Allah. What makes the Prophet different here from anyone else when all of us are slaves of Allah? Because here you say his slaves, like saying his special slave. Like, for example, what if you said, that's my man, or that's my friend, or that's my boy, or that's my girl? What do you mean here? You mean that's my special friend. That's my, because maybe you have more than one friend. That's my special man, for example. That's my guy. That's my special guy. Asra bi'abdihi, he made his slave take a night trip. Yani his special slave. Muhammad, Layla, at night, or one night. Laylan here means night. Layl means night. When you put this fatha here, laylan, then that makes it a pocket of time. Yani, it's already a time. Night is a time. But a pocket of time being governed by a verb. So the meaning is he made him take a night trip at night. Yani, that's the pocket of time for the night trip at night. Or one night. He made him take a night trip one night. سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا. Far from imperfection is he who made his special slave, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, take a night trip one night, or take a night trip at night. نصب على الظرف. وقيده بالليل والإسراء لا يكون إلا بالليل للتأكيد. Now, if it means at night, he took a night trip at night, then this is for emphasis because, yani, as you can see from my translation, Isra means a night trip. I'm not saying night trip for no reason. The word Isra, it is a night journey, a journey by night. So the word Laylan is not needed to establish the meaning of the night. Had it only said Asra bi abidihi, it would mean he made his slave take a night trip. But it says Asra bi abidihi layla. He made his slave take a night trip at night. Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So if it means at night, then it's for emphasis because it wouldn't be at any other time. أو ليدل بلفظ التنكير على تقرير مدة الإسراء. Or the indefinite wording means or proves, verifies, that is, verifies تقليل. Not verifies, minimalizes the time. Laylan, uh, meaning he made his slave take a night trip for some of the night. Laylan, because indefinite. So it's possible it means he made his special slave take a night trip for some of the night. وأنه أسرى به في بعض الليل من مكة إلى الشام مسيرة 40 ليلة. For part of the night, he journeyed from Mecca to the Levant, which is, in those days, a 40-day travel one way, a 40-day or 40-night travel one way. In part of the night, he went from Mecca to Jerusalem and not straight there. Then, from Jerusalem into the heavens, those heavens are centuries apart. The first heaven over us is 500 years from the earth. He went through the heavens. He even entered paradise. And he got back before the night was over. So that's a supreme miracle. So that could be the meaning of Laylan with its indefinite form, meaning part of the night. من المسجد الحرام من المسجد الحرام, from the sacred masjid in Mecca. قيل أسري به من دار أم هانئ بنت أبي طالب. It was said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was picked up for this night journey from the house of Hani, the daughter of Abu Talib, and that's what we learned. That the angel came while the Prophet was there, alayhi salatu wasalam, sleeping. Yani, he was there, and some of his family was there, and they were sleeping, and the angel came down, and the ceiling of the house was removed without any debris falling down. Those angels, you cannot stop them from entering somewhere. Then the angel took the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Before they embarked on their trip, he opened the Prophet's chest alayhi salatu wasalam, and he cleaned out his insides and he poured into his chest something. This, what he poured into his chest, had faith and wisdom. So it increased his faith, and Yani, it made his faith more powerful. Why did the angel do that? Because the Prophet would need that for what he was going to encounter. What he was going to encounter is not something that a normal person like you or I can just look at and just, for example, not faint or maybe even die from shock. Because if we saw an angel, for example, in his true form, we could die from that, just from the shock of seeing an angel in his true form. Didn't the Prophet faint when he saw Angel Gabriel in his true form the first time? Now the angel is bringing to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam a beast from paradise for them to ride. This beast will put his legs as far as he can see. And then the Prophet will see things, images that Allah created for him as the angel takes him from stop to stop. Allah created for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam the image of a hideous hag, decorated. I don't know her decorations. Yani, one might imagine old hag, for example, with fur coat and jewelry and things. I don't know though, how's her decoration? But very hideous. And what was that? That was the embodiment of this world, decorated from the outside and hideous on the inside. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he saw many other things on that journey. People clipping their lips and tongues with fiery scissors, people getting their heads smashed and then brought back together again, and other things. Now I'm breezing through these details because I want to complete the tafsir tonight for this ayah. And I can't do that and put all the details of the story also and finish tonight. Then he takes him to Jerusalem. He meets the prophets, all of them. And then he takes him into the heavens. He sees the skies. He sees whatever he sees there. He encounters angels, numerous angels, and the gates of the heavens, and whatever is there, and the tree that's in the heavens that's visited by golden moths. All these things, you think a person like just normal like us can just look at that and continue on with his night? That's why the angel poured that into the Prophet's chest, alayhi salatu wassalam, so that he can even withstand seeing all of this. وَالْمُرَادُ بِالْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ الْحَرَامِ. Imam An-Nasafi says, what's meant by Al-Masjid al-Haram, the sacred masjid, is all of the haram, the sacred territory called the haram of Mecca. لإحاطته بالمسجد والتباسه به. Yani, that is a way to interpret the word al-masjidul haram when it comes in the Quran. The term al-masjidul haram comes in the Quran, and it may validly be interpreted as the haram more broadly, not just the masjid only. So know that for your future tafsir lessons and even some fiqh lessons you'll see. You should know that. وقيل هو المسجد الحرام بعينه وهو الظاهر. And it was said that what's meant here in the ayah by al-masjid al-haram is the masjid itself, actually, not the haram more broadly. And that's what appears from the verse. What seems to be the meaning, apparently, is that the angel took him from the masjid and they embarked on their journey. وَكَانَ الْعُرُوجُ بِهِ مِنْ بَيْتِ الْمَقْدِسِ. And the ascension was from Jerusalem. So you have the word Al-Isra. Al-Isra, that is the night journey. And you have Al-Mi'raj. Al-Mi'raj, that is the ascension. How do you spell ascension? I think that's right. Let me know if I spelled that wrong. So that's two different things. We must believe in the Isra, the night journey, and the Mi'raj, the ascension into the heavens. We are obligated to believe in both of them, but there's a difference between who denies these. Whoever denies the night journey is a kafir, because it's explicitly stated in the Quran. Whoever denies the ascension, then it is possible to not deem him as a kafir. وَقَدْ أَخْبَرَ قُرَيْشًا عَنْ عِيرِهِمْ. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he took this journey. And there's a lot of details not mentioned here in the tafsir. The angel took him into the heavens using stairs called al-mirqah. These stairs or steps or the stairway or ladder is made of a golden step and a silver step alternating. A golden step and a silver step and a golden step and a silver step, and it goes up into the heavens. Our Sheikh taught us that stairway is always there, but the people don't see it. The stairway that the Prophet used, that the angel took the Prophet to go into the heavens, the Sheikh taught us it's always there. Radiallahu anhu. He took him into the heavens. He went to the first heaven or sky, if you want. They encountered the guard of the gate of the heaven. Gabriel was with the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. The angel told him, "Who goes there?" He told him, "Gabriel." He said to him, "Who is with you?" He told him, "Muhammad." He said, "Has he been dispatched? Yani, has he been sent for?" The angel told him, "Yes." So the angel opened the gates and let them in. And that's how it went for every heaven. Gabriel would take the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam to the gate of the next heaven. And the angel, the guard there would say, "Who goes there?" And he would say, "Gabriel." And he would say, "Who is with you?" And he would say, "Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam." And then the angel would say, "Has he been dispatched?" And Gabriel would say, "Yes." And then the gates would be opened for him. Alayhi salatu wassalam. And the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam, he saw whatever he saw. Now, I think you have been listening to the Isra wal Mi'raj lessons that are being given at this time. So you can fill in the blanks here. He went into the first heaven, he went into the second heaven, he went into the third heaven. Wa alaikum salam. Why wouldn't one be deemed a kafir if they deny the Mi'raj and not the Isra? Because the Mi'raj is not explicitly mentioned in the Quran. Whereas the Isra, the night journey, is explicitly mentioned in the Quran. Allah said, Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi layla. That's explicit. Far from imperfection is he who asra bi'abdihi layla. He made his special slave take a night journey at night. So whoever denies that is a kafir. As for the ascension into the heavens, what does the ayah say? It says, لِنُرِيَهُ مِنْ آيَاتِنَا, so that we would show him some of our signs. So do those words mean very blatantly Muhammad went up into the heavens? No, right? Some hard-headed person is going to say, well, it doesn't say he went up into the heavens. You're going to say, get out my face. Means the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did go up into the heavens. Don't deny that. But I'm not going to call you a kafir because it's not explicitly mentioned here in the ayah. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he went through those heavens one by one, encountering whomever and whatever Allah willed. He encountered Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, and he saw what Adam was encountering. Allah granted Adam something on that night. Adam saw the souls of his progeny, and that they were in two groups, a group that would go to paradise and a group that would go to hell. When he would look at those souls of his progeny that would go to paradise, he would be happy. And when he would see the souls of his progeny that would go to hell, he would be sad. Because he's a father, Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. So he wants for his children what's best. And the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam, he encountered Jesus and Yahya, and he encountered Abraham, and he encountered Moses, and he saw uh, the tree that has the golden moths that come to it, and he saw Al Baytul Ma'mur, the masjid for the angels, and he entered paradise, and Allah enabled him to see an example of what life would be like there. And he went over paradise too, and Allah enabled him to. Okay, I'll just say that much there. Uh, and he even saw Allah with his heart on that night, and he heard the speech of Allah on that night. The five prayers were revealed to the Prophet on that night, alayhi salatu wassalam, and he got back to Mecca before the night was over. وَقَدْ أَخْبَرَ قُرَيْشًا عَنْ عِيرِهِمْ. And he told the people, because he was commanded to, the kuffar, the disbelievers, he told them what they would consider a wild, outlandish story. When they heard this, they said, Muhammad, you're crazy. Despite though that he told them about their caravan that was on its way and how many camels it had. How could he know that? And then it came, and it was like he said. وأخبرهم أيضا بما رأى في السماء من العجائب. And he told them about what he saw in the heavens of amazing things, although they made fun of him. He told them that because he was commanded to, alayhi salatu wassalam. Then they went to Abu Bakr. They said, do you know or did you hear what your companion is saying? وَأَنَّهُ لَقِيَ الْأَنْبِيَاءَ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّلَامُ. And he told them that he met prophets, or the prophets. وَبَلَغَ الْبَيْتَ الْمَعْمُورِ. And he reached Al-Baytul Ma'mur, the masjid for the angels. Every day, 70,000 angels enter that masjid to pray, and they never come back ever. That tells you so many angels. And he went to Sidratul Muntaha, the tree that's called Sidratul Muntaha. Imam An-Nasifi says, وَكَانَ الْإِسْرَاءُ قَبْلَ الْهِجْرَةِ بِسَنَةٍ. The night journey was before the migration by a year. Some said 2 years. وَكَانَ فِي الْيَقَظَةِ. And he says correctly here, and it happened while the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was conscious. And the Sheikh always tells us he did not experience this in a dream or a vision. He was really woke and physically there, present. The majority of the scholars, they said the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam experienced this in body and soul while conscious. إذ لا فضيلة للحالم ولا مزية للنائم. Besides, if this were all a dream, then there is no merit for a dreamer. And if he were asleep, then there's no merit for someone who's sleeping. Rather, what is meritorious and special here is that it was a real event that he experienced while conscious. A supreme miracle. No prophet had a miracle like this. So that makes two miracles amongst others that are supreme miracles in comparison to the other prophets. The Quran is one, and this night journey and ascension into the heavens is another. إلى المسجد الأقصى. The angel took him to the furthest masjid, or Baytul Maqdis, the masjid in Jerusalem. لأنه لم يكن حينئذ وراءه مسجد. It's the furthest masjid because at that time there was no masjid beyond it. And you know the original builder of that masjid was Adam. Adam is the original builder, alayhi salam, of the Kaaba and Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. Abraham, he rebuilt the Kaaba with Ishmael after the flood, and Solomon, he rebuilt Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. الذي باركنا حوله. That one, that furthest masjid, that we blessed around it. Barakna hawlah. We blessed around it. That means we blessed its surroundings. Yuridu barakati dini wa dunya. And what's meant by the blessing in this ayah are the blessings of the religion and the blessings of the world. لأنه متعبد الأنبياء عليهم السلام, because Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa is the worship place of the prophets. وَمَهْبِطُ الْوَحِي, and the place of descent, the landing pad of the revelation. It is the landing pad of the revelation. Yani, the place where the revelation descends. وهو محفوف بالأنهار الجارية والأشجار المثمرة. And this place is surrounded by flowing rivers and fruit-bearing trees. That's the blessing of the world. لِنُرِيَهُ, so that we would show him, a Muhammadan alayhi salam, alayhi salatu wassalam, so that we would show him, meaning Muhammad, min ayatina, some of our signs, الدالة على وحدانية الله, the signs that prove the oneness of God, وصدق نبوته, and the signs that prove the truthfulness of Muhammad's prophethood, برؤيته السماوات وما فيها من الآيات, by his seeing the heavens and the signs that the heavens contain. Yani, again, this is something that you can't just look at with a normal heart and survive. It's not normal. You're just going to go up into the heavens and see what's there and be regular. إِنَّهُ هُوَ السَّمِيعُ إِنَّهُ هُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ. Indeed, he is the hearer, the seer. ولقد تصرف الكلام على لفظ الغائب والمتكلم. And finally, know that in this verse, there is versatility in shifting between the one being spoken about and the one who is speaking. Iltifat, if you remember from our previous tafsir lessons. Iltifat, shifting pronouns, going from I to you to he, in any combination, shifting from pronoun to pronoun. Where did that happen here? فقيل أسرى ثم باركنا ثم إنه هو. What happened was the ayah first says, yani, so just remember to remind you, uh, you have speaker, like you say, I is the name of the speaker. You should know. This pronoun I, think about it as the speaker's name, any speaker, or it could be me sometimes. But let's just stick to I for now. And the addressee, that's you, the one being spoken to. And the one spoken about, that's he. So what did the ayah do? How did the ayah, where's the iltifat, the shifting between pronouns that maybe you never even paid attention to here? Although it's right there in front of your face. So you say, Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi. Far from imperfection is he who made his special slave take a night trip. So here it's he, Hua. Then it says, الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا. That far masjid which we blessed, we goes here with the speaker. So exalted is he who was addressing, it was about the one spoken about. Then it shifted here. So exalted, far from imperfection is he who he made his slave take a night trip at night. So that's the one spoken about. من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا. That is, so from the sacred masjid to the furthest masjid that we blessed around it. So why it doesn't say he, that he blessed around it? Because here the pronoun is hua, he, the one being spoken about. Here the pronoun became nahnu, we. That's what they call royal we. So shifted there, and maybe you didn't even pay attention. Far from imperfection is he who made his special slave take a night trip for part of the night from Al Masjidul Haram to Al Masjidul Aqsa. That Masjidul Aqsa that we have blessed around it, so that we will show him our wondrous signs. So it went from here, number 3, spoken about, to number 1, the speaker. That's called iltifat. I always give you an example whenever we come to iltifat. But let me finish reading first real quick. وَلَقَدْ تَصَرَّفَ الْكَلَامُ عَلَى لَفْظِ الْغَائِبِ وَالْمُتَكَلِّمِ. So the talk in this ayah was going between the one spoken about and the speaker. So it was said, Asra, he made his slave take a night trip. Then it was said, Barakna, we blessed around it. And then at the end of the ayah, Innahu huwa sami'ul basir. Innahu hu, indeed he. So it went back to the one spoken about. وهي طريقة الالتفات. This is the iltifat style. التي هي من طرق البلاغة. This style, which is one of the ways of balagha, eloquence. So, whenever we come across iltifats always give you an example. Do you remember the example? Who can tell me the example I want to give you now? Five, four, three, two, one. The example I want to give you now for iltifat, which is what I always give you when we come to this, is al-Fatiha. Because you say for the first verse, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. That's huwa. That's the one spoken about. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Huwa, the one spoken about. Praise be to Allah. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Huwa, the one spoken about. Maliki Yawmiddin, owner of recompense day. Huwa, the one spoken about. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. You we worship. The one spoken to. Now switched. So the first four verses of Al-Fatiha were about the one spoken about. And then the fifth verse switched and became the one spoken to. From there you say, Iyaka na'budu, you we worship, O Allah. Wa iyaka nasta'in. And the creation of help we seek from you. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Guide us the straight path, you, O Allah. That's the iltifat. Iltifat means turning. Like you turn your head to look at something. Sadaqallahul Azim. Allah the Great said the truth. Do you have any question I can answer for you?
Sheikh, I have a question.
Okay.
Um, is there another name for Surah Isra? I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. Maybe I'm not
Uh,
spelling it right. I wrote ISRA. I was looking for any surah in
I don't know another name for Surah Al-Isra.
okay.
Here at the beginning of the surah, he doesn't say one. Yani,
Understood.
right
What
here would be
number is
the
it?
place to do it. What's the number of the surah?
The chapter, yes, please.
I'm not sure. Actually, I can tell you. Surah Al-Isra is 17. Surah 17.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Barakallahu bikum.
Ameen wa bikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
He said there were two great miracles of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One was to be in the Quran, and another
Yeah,
being the night journey.
yeah.
But did you say the ascension too?
Yeah, the whole thing, the ascension and the night journey.
Didn't other prophets have an ascension?
Yeah, but not like this.
Okay, okay.
Here, yeah, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he went into all the heavens, he encountered prophets there, he saw the angels there, he went inside of paradise, Allah spoke to him, he saw Allah with his heart,
Hmm. Okay.
and he got back before the night was over.
So the differentiators are the things that he did
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
Okay,
the yani what makes it more amazing.
okay. Barakallahu fiqh.
I mean, Wafiq. And not to mention, even here in this case, and there were prophets in the heavens, and prophets came out of their graves. They were gathered for Muhammad's sake.
MashaAllah.
Sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Wallahu a'lam.
One more question, Sheikh.
Yes,
Was Prophet Muhammad aware of all the other prophets praying with him before the ascension?
he was their imam.
Right, but was he aware that these prophets was behind him? Then he went to
Yeah,
the skies and saw him again for
yeah,
another
he met
time.
them. He met them and then he prayed with them.
Okay.
And he was their imam and they stood behind him.
Okay. Shukran.
You're welcome. Then some of them returned to their states that they were in before that. And some of them went into the heavens for more activity. I need to complete the night.
Sheikh,
Yes,
is that how we know that there were like approximately 120,000?
124,000 prophets. Not from this
Yes.
hadith,
Okay.
not from this story. There's a
Didn't
hadith that
it,
mentions that number.
that number wasn't mentioned in this story, or they just combined? I heard.
Not that I know. I don't recall that number is from this story. I don't recall those. So if it is, I don't know it.
No, okay. Maybe they just combined it when they were telling me about the story.
Mm,
Sure.
mashallah.
Yeah, I don't know. Barakallahu feek.
Ameen wa feek.